Hello everyone, I am in my kitchen and I'm going to try and make three different things. I'm going to try and make Kendal mint cake, Scottish tablet and a vegan version of these. And hopefully you'll be able to follow along and make your own, but also learn what is the difference between these things as we go. So first thing, I've already washed my hands, so the next thing is I need to start with the Kendal mint cake. I need to quickly check the quantities, and then I'll start with that. I need 500 grams of sugar to get started. That's if I switch the scales on. And off we go. That's only 200. 300. 501 grams. I think we're fine with that. Which one are we going to put this in? I think this one. So I just turn that down and then you see I'm going to put that in there. That's sugar for the Kendal mint cake. Now I need milk. I need 150 milliliters of milk. So let's measure that out. 150. It's not that much, is it? Let's check how much that is. Okie dokie, and I put that in there. Bring them to a slow boil. So I'm going to have to turn the cooker on. I'll move it around a bit. And I'm going to turn that down a bit. I think we'll give it a quick stir. Most gracious. It's just sugar and milk. One sincerely hopes this gets a bit better, I believe. We'll start with 800 grams of sugar. Good thing I use the smaller bowl for the first try. Put that out of the way. This is worse than my Christmas dinner for how unhealthy it's going to be. That's why you shouldn't eat it all yourself and take it to the office and share it. And everyone should suffer equally. I mean, one thing to notice here is that the Kendal, which is the English recipe, might be unhealthy, but the Scottish recipe finds ways of combining unhealthy foods so that we have sugar and then we have fat, because it wasn't enough to have sugar. So 125 grams. Go in there and nicely. Now we put the condensed milk in. Sweetened condensed milk. Oops. This is fun. The pan over a medium heat and simmer. Okay, so how do we? This is meant to take 30 minutes. So that's quite a long time. And this is also 30 minutes or so, but we started before. Okay. Right, so while we wait for these things, Now we can look at the vegan. Right, so for this, we have a nice bowl. What we're going to do now is to make our vegan option. And for the vegan option, we start with 100 grams of almonds. That is 100 grams. Okay. Next, we're going to put some, what do we put again? 60 grams of chocolate flavored protein. Not least, is this an intriguing ingredient, is the fact that I have no way of being 100% sure that it is in fact vegan, but we'll pretend it is. Now we want some cocoa powder, 40 grams, just cocoa powder. It's almost like in less, I'm just going to put that in. We want a bit of stevia now, if I can find it. Here it is. And how much do we want? About half a teaspoon. You see, it's not a teaspoon, but it will do. Your cow egg. I've got some chia seeds. And mix up the chia seeds with water, cold water. And I think I'm going to put too much water, so I need more seeds. And this makes a gooey mixture. And you can use that very much the way you use eggs. So we are putting that in there. Sugar substitute in. And we have 80 grams of this. Okay, a small dash of liquid flavor. Right, so now we're going to mix this up. Choose it again, 150. Okay, that's better because it's going to have to become a kind of gooey mix. I think maybe that has come together okay. Easily. And put it out there. That looks fine. So I'm just dumping that in there, basically. And then we will bake it. And should get need to press it down a bit with the spoon to make it roughly the same height everywhere. Right, so this one is going in the oven. We need to add a bit of mint now to the Kendal mint cake, otherwise it will just be Kendal cake. So I'm just going to put a few drops in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a bit of magic with the Kendal mint cake to check it's ready. If you come over here, just do that so that maybe you can see a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of this in the cold water. Then I'm going to come over here. Having put it in the cold water, I am now just doing this between my fingers. I hope you can see. And it makes that shape. That tells me basically that it is ready, which means we can go to the next stage of preparing. So I'm going to get this tray, put that to one side because we don't need that bit anymore. I can turn this up a little bit. I will get some baking paper, which I will put in my baking tray. Quite logical, I suppose. Basically, oops, and pour this in here. So I've got that like this. I'm going to flatten it. I would say this one is basically done. I'm going to set it aside for a moment to cool down a bit, and then I put it in the. Then we put it in the fridge for it to get properly cold. Okay, right. So with our tablet, we're basically doing the same. Going to put a bit of vanilla flavor rather than peppermint flavor in. We're going to spoon over it in. Just stir that around. If I turn that back down again, you can just see if I do that, you can see that it's kind of just dripping off the spoon, which I think is pretty much right. I probably should have stirred it a bit more while it was being prepared. I think this one's a bit gooier, but it's basically the same thing. Down up, just so we see it a bit better maybe. And that basically needs to stay there for about 2 hours at least. Might put it in the fridge as well. Okay, it's a couple of hours later, and let's see what has happened. So I'm just going to tilt this down a bit. So first up, this is the Kendal cake, mint cake, and hopefully you can see that quite well there. That's the bit that's broken off. You can see now it has had the chance to cool down. It is very, very solid. Okay. It melts in the mouth, even though it is very hard to cut. Next up is what we have said is the Scottish tablet. A little bit has broken off there. Just to give you an idea what it looks like. Even crumbles in my hand. That's pretty good, actually. I'm thinking maybe the pizza cutter will do the job here. Okay, again, I'm not going to do it all now. As you can see, maybe how it splits. This is much softer, I have to say. And finally, and this one really, it's a completely different look. Put that out of the way. And I think this one we can very easily like that. And this one obviously is the one we put all the cocoa in, so it's very dark. And this was the vegan version. Why it looks completely different as well, because there was no milk, remember? So it's a bit chewier than the other ones. It's less obviously sweet, very chocolatey, pretty nice. And I think you can see this is not that difficult. And if you don't like sugar, you make the last one. And if you like sugar, I wouldn't recommend eating the other ones every day, but every once in a while, and then make an appointment for the dentist for the next week. You'll be fine. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.